Hi there, this is me your friend Deepak and I welcome you to yet another video of IT Job Matters. In this video, I'm going to share face-to-face round of interview question which was asked in Diloite recently. Friends, these questions are mostly scenario based. So now let's start with questions. This is first question and there they're asking, suppose I have a input file input1 having 10k record and 7 new output file which is output 1 2 3 4 5 and 7. Now I want to write a JCL and COBOL program to write first record of input file to output 1, second to output 2, third record of input 1 to output 3, fourth to output 4, fifth to output 5 and so on till 7th to output 7. Now again 8th record onwards till 14th I want to write from output 1 2 3 4 5 till 7. Now once 7th is reached, now after that 15th record onwards again start writing from output 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Again after 20th record is reached, start writing 22nd record onwards from output 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 till 28th and so on. So answer for this would be, firstly we need to write a JCL to provide one input file where disp is equal to sh share will be there and other 7 output file where this will be new catalog and then in PGM we will be writing program name also, that COBOL program which we are going to call. Now in program we will be having this file division and file section there. We will be defining all those file whether it is input or output, and I'm considering those are sequential file. Now in working storage section, after defining those all file structure, input file structure, output file structure, we need to define one counter which value will be 1 initially, and then we need to define one condition variable for file input 1 status where end of file will be there, end of input file and not at end will be there. Now in procedure division, firstly we need to set not at end to true. Now we will perform a read write para through read write para exit until end of input 1 is set to true. Now in read write para we will read input 1. If after reading input 1 we are at end, then we will set end of input file 1 to true and we will go to read write para exit. Now once this is set to true, we can see the perform will not go to read write para anymore. So now after reading first record it will be not at end, so it will check whether counter value is 1 or not. As initially we set the counter value to 1, so it will write to output 1 from input rec 1 and then add 1 to counter, so counter value will be 2. Now it will go to exit para. Now again it will come here and it will check whether end of input is true or not. So it is not true, so it will go again to read. After reading it will check whether it is at end or not. So it is not at end, so it will come in this section. It will check counter value is 1, so no. So at this point of time counter value is 2, so it will check counter value is 2, so yes, counter value is 2, so this is second record, so we are going to write it in output 2. Now counter value will be increased to 1, so counter value will be 3 now. Now after increasing counter value to 3, it will go to read write exit para. Then again it will check it is not at end, then again it will come back here, it will read third record and then it will check what is counter value. So counter value is 3 and now we are reading third record, so it will write into output 3 then again it will add 1 to counter, so counter value will be 4. Now again it will go to exit, and then again it will come back here after checking whether end of input 1 is true or not. So it is not true because end of file is not yet reached. Now it will check what is counter value, so counter value is 4, so it will write into counter output 4 and then add again 1 to counter, and then it will go to exit. Likewise it will come till 7th. When 7th record will be, it will be reading 7th record, counter value will be 7. So now it will come here whether it is 7 or not. So once it is 7, it will write into output 7 and it will move 1 to counter. Now see, counter value, we are not adding 1, we are moving 1 to counter value again. So now after moving 1 to counter value, we are going to exit. Now again it will go here, it will check it is not at end, then again it will come here. Now after, when we will be reading 8th record, it will check what is the value of counter, so counter value is 1 while reading 8th record, so it will write into 1, output 1. Likewise till see 8th record we are supposed to write in output 1. Again it will keep on increasing from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Once counter value is 7, we will be writing in output 7. Now again we will be setting counter value to 1. So once we will be reading 15th record, counter value will be 1, so it will write in output 1. So it will do these all operations until end of file is found. Once end of file is found, it will exit from this para. So this is how we are going to achieve this requirement. In second question, he asked, suppose I have an employee table where 100k records are there. Now in that table 11k employees records are duplicate in such a way that we cannot identify them uniquely. So how do I delete those all duplicate employee details? By retaining one record for them and deleting other duplicate row. So this is one example I have tried to give here. Let's say this is one row, second row, and third. You can see this is exactly identical to first. Fourth one is also exactly identical to this one and this one. Now we have this one is unique. Now again next one is exactly duplicate to this one. Now we have this one, and this one is also identical to this one. Now how do we delete those all duplicate row and retaining one original? So for that, let's understand one by one how we will achieve this. We can write a query in such a way: select a.star row number over partitioned by employee ID, name, age as row number from DB to employee table, and giving it as a alias name A. Now what does row number do? It allows the assignment of consecutive number to row in a result set. Okay, now we are using partitioned by as well. What does partitioned by do? It divides the result set into partitions which will be group based on distinct value. Along with that, it allows function to operate on each partition rather than on entire result set. So if you see here, partition by has done his work by making one partition for this duplicate, one partition for this duplicate, and one partition for this duplicate, and one partition for this one. Now as row number work is to assign consecutive number, and partition by has enabled row number to work on each partition individually. So for these partitions, row number will be 1, 2, 3. For this partition, row number will be 1 and 2. Here 2 will be there. And for this partition, row number will be 1 and 2, and for this partition, row number will be 1. Now we will write a delete query on top of the query which we have written here, and we will be saying wherever row number is greater than 1, delete that row. So if you see here, this one has row number 1, this one has row number 1, this one has row number 1, and this one has row number 1. So all the identical unique row will be kept, and the duplicate, their row number will be greater than 1, so that will be deleted. So if you run this query, you will be getting this result after selecting row from that table. So this is how we are going to achieve this. In this question, he asked me how do I read sequential file in reverse order. So answer for this can be in multiple way, but I will be explaining here what I did. I said, like, before that step where I will be calling the COBOL program, I will have one more step where I will be reversing that file. So how I will be reversing that file? So what I will do, let's say the file length is 100. So what I will do, I will make it 108. That 8 extra will be sequence number. Now the file will be having sequence like 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now I will sort it based on that sequence number in descending order. So now sequence will be like 6 5 4 3 2 1. Now once it is sorted in descending order, or once it is reversed, I will take out the actual record which is from 1 to 100, and I will omit extra 8 which I have added for sequence number. Now I have a actual file which is in reversed order. Now in COBOL I will be simply passing this file, and I will be using it, or I will be reading it. So this is how I am going to achieve it. In this question he asked me, let's say there is one file, there 10k record are there. Now requirement is to take only 1000 record starting from 5000. So I said, like, I can use skip break and stop after. So I will take record from that file after skipping 5000, 4999. So I will start taking record from 5000, and I will stop after 1000 count. So this is how I am going to achieve this. This is all I have for this particular interview. If you have any question related to this video or in any interview which you were asked and you found it difficult to answer, do post it into the YouTube comment section below, and I will try to include it in my next video. If you have not subscribed to my channel, do hit on subscribe button for more such videos. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye.